When you install Sequetron's documentation package, it puts an entry in the Start Programs menu. Now in my case, I've put it under a subfolder called Music Sequetron. But this entry here is the important one. This expands into all the documentation which you can see under the Help menu if you run the program. But this means you don't have to run the program just to get at the documents. Now if you've had a go at the quick start or tutorial with Sequetron, there are recommendations to either mark the keys or use the templates provided to stick over your keyboard. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to make up a set of templates. We'll use the microKORG as an example. So I'll open the templates document, and inside there's 3 sets of templates. There's one for the microKORG, which has mini keys. There's one for the Korg Karma, which has full-size keys, and another one for the Korg i30, again full-size keys but slightly different spacing to the Karma. Now there's a set of templates for the factory settings for novice mode, so you can see just the cut down set of commands. There's a set for the LE version, so you can see more commands available, and then there's a set for the full version down at the end. So I'm going to print out the full version template for the microKORG. So I'll just print out this page, which is page 5. I'd also recommend you print the templates out in colour, as there is a scheme behind the colouring which is given at the beginning of the document. It's divided up into time related functions, pitch related functions and a few others. Now these colours are also used on the virtual keyboard and in the key mapper tool. Now just one last thing, when you're printing, it's important that you don't apply any page scaling. I think the default setting for this one was fit to printable area, and I've had to switch it off, and that means the printed labels will be exactly the same size as in the document. So we just select our page. I'm doing page 5 and print. I may have noticed each strip is 13 notes and not 12 as you would expect with an octave, and this is because the last key is duplicated on the next row down. So this means you can use keyboards which have got n octaves plus 1, and you don't have to have a single key label floating about. Here's the job nearly finished. I'm using a scalpel and a steel rule on a cutting board, but obviously you can use scissors or whatever. Okay, the top 3 strips are now okay for the microKORG 3-octave keyboard, which is 3 octaves plus 1. All the example templates come assuming a 6-octave keyboard, so we can ignore the last 3 strips. Okay, now we've got our high-tech printed templates. We'll put them on the keyboard using another high-tech solution, BlueTack. Now, these templates are just for the factory settings, and the factory settings are really just a showcase of what commands are available. So they're not really meant to be used in practice. You may find there's a lot more convenient arrangements of keys. There may be some commands you don't want to use, there may be other commands that you want to use and that are not in the factory settings. Now all the commands are listed in the command reference guide, so the idea is to look through there, see which ones you want, and then try out a few mappings. Once you've found a layout that's playable by you and you're comfortable with, you can maybe make your own templates and possibly even laminate them if you want to be posh. Okay, we just need to stick these over the keyboard now. Just making sure we line them up and also get them in the right order. The one thing you need to watch is that the templates don't slip down in between the keys and the case. Now it's not so bad on the microKORG, but I've had a few near misses with the larger full-size keyboards. There's quite a gap between the two, and if the template disappears inside, you'll need to strip the machine down to get at them. Okay, this is the finished set. Now the BlueTack doesn't mark the keyboard, so you can easily take this off if you don't want them. But if you use a template, it makes a world of difference because you're looking at the keys as you're playing them and you can immediately see the function. Now it won't be as comprehensive as the on-screen virtual template, as there are a lot more modes than there are on these templates, but it will give you a start. Okay, a quick test. Start Sequetron. It starts off in novice mode, we'll get rid of that. And we'll change the port to be the bass MIDI soft synth. Input from the MIDI, the external MIDI, which is the microKORG, and that's it. Click run. And from the keyboard, command, sequence 1 play, metronome, sequence 2 record, sequence 3 record, and there we go.